Harvest is a futuristic play set in the year 2010. There are quite a few technical wizardry introduction in the play, including travel in hyperreality and revolving strobe, like TV modular suspended from the ceiling. There are references to donors and receivers. Powerful questions are thrown open, like the limits of poverty and wanted materials. In the opening scene of the play, we can find a cramped single-room tenement in Mumbai Chawl, which forms the setting of the play. The play is occupied by a typical four-member family. Om Prakash is a tense and jobless clerk. He is desperately trying to support his family. His wife Jaya is resigned to the life of insecurity and privatization. She looks worn out and much older than she really is. Om Prakash's old mother, instead of being a benevolent and encouraging influence, is frustrated, ill-natured and sarcastic. Om Prakash's younger brother Jitu has already given up all hopes of getting a decent employment, and he now works on the sly as a male prostitute. Poverty, starvation, unemployment, food shortage, and conflicts haunted the people. In order to ward off starvation, these desperate men like Om Prakash join queue outside the Interplanta Services. This is a contract firm, a high-tech company which chooses able-bodied candidates to donate their organs to Western buyers who live in perpetual fear of old age, accidents, or the faintest signs of bodily decay. Once the donor commits his life to a wealthy receiver, the receiver pays for the donor and his family's upkeep. But there are conditions. The donor is now kept under constant surveillance by means of regular long-distance call on a video module. Thus, the donor's privacy is invaded. He has to adjust with various things that force him to change his lifestyle according to the whims of the buyer. Thus, the contract involves some kind of futuristic slavery. Having committed himself to such a job, Om Prakash now enters into such a world. He planned to sell his organs to a person called Ginny for a short period of comfortable living. Ginny is an irresistibly gorgeous blonde far off in California, and Om Prakash's only acquaintance with her is through the video screen. He sells his organs to save her. After making the deal, Om Prakash's apartment undergoes dramatic external changes. It is transformed into an air-conditioned, aesthetic but utilitarian bed-cum-living room with a well-fitted kitchen and toilet. Now, Jaya sits painting her nails all day long, and cryptic old Ma is glued to the new television set. But behind Ginny's seductive video image, there lurks a Mephistopheles. By the time Ginny is ready to claim her part as a receiver, Om Prakash betrays his brother Jitu. Jitu betrays his beloved, and Ma sinks into the abyss of TV. However, the Interplanta service comes to the house of Om and Jaya as soon as Om gets a job. He says he got it very easily, though there were 6,000 men waiting under the sun for the job. So even without his own knowledge, he becomes the donor of organs for the receivers of first world countries. Jaya is forced to pretend as his sister, as it is mandatory that a donor must be bachelor. The guards and agents of the Interplanta services take over the entire charge of Om's house. The Interplanta service is using Om only as a decoy to get Jitu, younger and more energetic, who has much healthier organs.